Look, me and Diddy have definitely been into some,
Oh, y'all had some skirmishes?
Oh, what? In the club? Yo, yeah.
Really? You put hands on Puff?
No, it was like a wrestling match.
So you put hands on Puff?
I mean, I had to make sure he didn't just, you know what I'm saying,
Oh, so you like make sure like the yo.
Puff know what time it is with me, man. Come on, Puff, you know what's up, baby. It is Rap Life Review. We hanging out, as you see, feet kicked up, you know what I'm saying? Shorts on, summertime vibes. Yeah. Look, even Low showing some skin. He got his knee out, you know what I'm saying? It's getting crazy in here.
Okay.
This week we got new music.
Yeah.
We got to celebrate Wheezy, Carter 3, 15-year anniversary.
All right.
Tyler, the Creator's doing interviews. Gov Ball took place in New York City.
Right.
Hip Hop DNA dropped another episode. Plus, we got the Juneteenth Apple Music Freedom Songs. Shout out to all the artists. So what we did this year, tell me if y'all like this.
Okay.
It already happened, so if you don't like it, oh well. But we basically went to a lot of upcoming artists and said, listen, for 50 years of hip hop and for Juneteenth Freedom Songs, we're gonna give y'all the freedom to cover your favorite hip hop song all time.
Oh, okay.
So Blast did 21 Questions. Simba did Keep Your Head Up.
Right.
Let's see, Red Veil did Didn't You Know by Erykah Badu.
Okay.
So there's a lot of stuff in there for y'all to go check out on the Juneteenth Freedom Songs playlist. But let's start it off. New music, City Girls, take LL Cool J, I Need Love, and flip it to I Need a Thug.
I was part of the interview they did on Zane's show for New Music Daily. So I talked to, JT and Carisha, and we got into the song. And
did you tell them that they're liars?
In what terms?
In the terms that JT is dating Lil Uzi Vert, who's basically a suburban space nerd, and Carisha is dating an entrepreneurial billionaire.
Would you call it that?
Who?
The
Lil Uzi
Puff,
Vert?
No, Puff and Carisha. Like, would you call it dating, or they just like
whatever they're doing?
Okay.
I wouldn't call Puff a thug. Maybe a corporate thug.
Well, he shot out the club. Oh no, I'm sorry.
Whoa,
that was Shine. No, that was Shine. My fault.
Yo.
That was Shine.
Yo.
I mean,
that was Shine. My fault.
He be having kids. He shoots up clubs.
Oh, no,
he does that too.
But that
was Shine. That was Shine. My fault.
Once again, not what we would call
a thug.
So I like the song, ladies.
Oh, no,
love
Diddy,
the song.
man.
Both y'all lying.
Bro, it's summer.
Did he be punching people? Did he be
Nah,
fighting
he do.
down
He
here?
kind of do be roughing cats up.
Yeah.
Trying to form.
Yeah, he do be roughing cats up.
I mean, it's the summer, so like this is what.
Bro, damn near snatched Drake arm off, didn't he, or something?
All right.
I'm
See,
saying.
now we're not gonna start this week off like that.
Well, what?
We just.
No, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm saying,
like,
Diddy.
let's just stick to the music.
Look, me and Diddy have definitely been into some,
Oh, y'all had some skirmishes?
Oh, what? In the club? Yo, yeah.
Really? You put hands on Puff?
No, it was like a wrestling match.
So you put hands on Puff?
I mean, I had to make sure he didn't just, you know what I'm saying,
so you like make sure like the yo.
Puff know what time it is with me, man. Come on, Puff, you know what's up, baby. But I think they lying. Back to that. I think y'all lying. Y'all don't need a thug, but it's a great song. Drake, speaking of Drake, he's on the record with this cat, Jay Huss. Y'all familiar with Jay Huss out the UK?
Yeah.
Jay Huss Back Outside, an amazing record. Go get that single, Who Told You. Baby Keem Kendrick is officially on DSPs.
The Hillbillies.
The Hillbillies
Yeah,
record.
I mean,
with the
we've been loving that record for
Yeah, love that
years,
record.
so we good.
Love that record. And then Sexy Red, Pound Town. Sexy Red got a whole project. Hood Hottest Princess. Juicy J's on there, Sukiana. You know that's some porn rap. Nicki Minaj porn rapping on there.
Shout out to
You good today? You good, bro?
Yo, this he on 10
You
today. I love it.
wildin'. You good?
I need this energy. I like
Wait,
this.
hold up.
Okay, here we go.
We're going to act like Nicki's verse, which is fire, on the
Pound Town.
Sexy Red Pound Town remix. Bro,
This porn
the
rap?
vivid nature at which she describes things is straight porn rap. Like, and I'm not, it's not a...
No, it's not a diss.
No, it's vivid, y'all.
This is some porn rap.
Porn rap.
Porn rap.
Yeah, no,
Like,
this
it's
is,
like,
yeah. Yeah, no.
Also, shout out to Doughboy.
Doughboy, yes.
Doughboy.
Top 10 album on the Apple
Beezy,
charts
yeah,
right
Dope
now.
Beezy.
Word.
So on that, speaking of Kendrick, he was at the Gov Ball.
Yeah.
He had a quotable people running to the internets with something he said up there on
He
stage.
said, I'll be back. Or I'll something like that. I'll be back. I'll be right back. Or whatever that is. And he just dropped, Mr. Rouse and the Big Steppers last year. And I'm kind of excited to see that. I'm kind of excited to hear, because we know he takes time off. We know he takes time to work. We know he takes time to create. So for him to make that public statement means that there either is something coming or he wants to compete. You know what I mean? So to make that public statement on that platform, I think we're going to get something before the end of 2023.
Now, Eddie, wasn't there a convo around a Kendrick full project?
I mean, that's been the rumor for a while that them two, obviously the relationship that they have, that they were going to link up. We got the Hillbillies and they're acknowledging that Camp Flognog's about to happen again. And I'm asking you two, would you rather see a project with them two or just a whole new Kendrick album in a different tone?
I really don't have a preference.
I'm good with either or, to be honest. But if I have a gun to my head,
Whoa.
if I had to make a choice,
There you go.
There we go.
I would prefer to hear Keem and Kendrick together.
Word.
We've seen what they can do. We hear the tone, we hear the different styles they can create. We know what Kendrick can do by himself. We've seen it. 6 albums straight. We know this man can do any direction or whatever whatever the hell he wants to do. I rather would see this duo, because they're so close, because they created so much great music together. What can y'all do for 7, 8, 9, 10 records?
Now, Eddie, you had a good point with the Kendrick Keem before we started the segment today. Because we get a side of Kendrick when he's with Keem that you particularly enjoy.
I grew up with a big family, man. I got a lot of cousins, right? And on certain weekends, you do the thing where like you end up at your cousin's house. You ain't really supposed to spend the night, but you go up to your auntie and like, they be like, you ask, nah, you ask, nah, you ask, you ask. You be like, hey, auntie, is it cool if I spend the night? And then auntie be like, I don't know, let me ask your mom. And then your mom be like, boy, go ahead, you can spend the night. And you just act up with your cousins. Like you just have a whole weekend. Up. You drink
So you feel
Kool-Aid.
like Baby Keem and Kendrick about to act up on this project?
Well, that's what they do.
Yeah.
You get a different version of Kendrick when he hooks up with Baby Keem. The version you get with Kendrick on his own is a particular way. And it's usually based on whatever projects he's doing at that moment. Because, he's fluid. He can give you one, he can give you the other.
Yeah,
but when he's with Keem, you could tell that's his cousin. Like, he's having fun, and he kind of leans more towards Keem's style of like joy and just doing it, and it really becomes like a family affair. Like I can see them doing can I spend the night together, and then we get an album.
What you just said, which is a very interesting point. Do you feel like based on the projects we've heard from Kendrick, do you feel like there's not a lot of fun, or more so just like reflection?
Now
and
you know
pain?
Eddie don't like Mr. Morale and the Big Sound. I mean, he like it, but
he
it
don't
ain't
like it.
He don't really want to do therapy rap. He don't
so that's
wanna,
why I'm like, do you feel like you want more fun, Kendrick?
See, he want irresponsibility. That's what it is. Just say, I want
yeah,
irresponsible
okay.
rap.
Nah.
So he want
Porn,
the
rap, and
he want the-
irresponsibility.
he want the fuck.
Coke, porn, and irresponsibility.
No, we don't have to go there.
Slow down. You threw coke in there
It's
too?
a sleepover, like
Are you
pizza
good,
and soda.
bro?
We don't have to,
Whoa.
I get what you're saying.
We got the really serious album from Kendrick. Like if we got a fun album with his cousin, I would enjoy it. And let's do it before the winter comes.
I prefer that over than another solo album.
So let's see what happens. Shout to Kendrick and Keem and everybody that was at Gov Ball. Great situation out here in New York City. 15 years since Carter 3. A lot of people celebrating this week that album. Feels like the most celebrated Wayne album. The best album. Do you guys agree or disagree?
Commercially, yes.
Okay.
$1 million in the first week. Huge singles: Lollipop, Comfortable, Miss Officer, Mr. Carter, Dr. Carter, Let the Beat Build, Ain't Nothing. That album had a very, very big single.
Was it a Millie on there too?
A Millie.
Which is his like seminal record. Like,
Got Money with T-Pain.
whew.
There were Scorchers, which is why that shit went $1 million in the first week. Commercially, that's his best mainstream project. Out the fucking window. Carter 2 to me is the lyrical project we were like, oh, this
Really on it.
This really on that shit. And then you got to think around the Carter 3 time, we're looking at like the Drought 3 tapes, like we're looking at the mixtapes. Then we're looking at the features. Then we're looking at the remixes. So like that Carter 3 time was just immaculate.
What year is this? It's 2000?
This is 2008.
Because that's the same time he announces Young Money.
That's when,
And all of that shit starts to go too.
That's when Drake and Nicki start
Drake, Nicki,
slowly,
all of that.
Yeah.
That's why I say that time, that album, I mean, it has to be celebrated the way it's celebrated. I love it for Wayne.
I've grown, or at the time, to a degree, in the years following the Carter 3, I started to kind of resent that album.
Resent?
I love Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne's one of the all-time greats, man. Lil Wayne, what he did in that little period of time is maybe could be unmatched in all of hip-hop history, hotter than fish grease. But when you say it's his biggest commercial album, you're 100% right. It was huge, and it had hits. But that's the thing with that album that kind of didn't sit with me in the near future from that was like, yeah, you had Mrs. Officer, and you had Lollipop, and you had like these songs that they were so huge, it kind of took away what I liked about Wayne. Now watch me land it on this. I agree with Low. Carter 2 for me was my favorite album. And I'll ask Wayne fans, like hardcore Wayne fans, which album did you like more? Because Wayne has like a few different categories.
And people asked that on Twitter this weekend. A lot of people said Carter 2.
Carter 2 is a better album to me. Carter 3 commercially is not even comparable. But what I applaud Wayne for doing was when he's at his hottest and when he's untouchable and he's at the peak of rap, he's at the peak of music with the Carter 3, with all that success. He decided he's a hip hop head at the end of the day. And what he did with those mixtapes is unparalleled. And what people got out of what Wayne was the styrofoam cup, him saying he didn't write down lyrics, and they did their homework on Wayne, but unfortunately, that's the only part of Wayne they decided to implement into their own careers.
Well, now, and the reason that is, which is a bit of one of the ailments in hip hop, is because the things that you're talking about with the lyrics, most people cannot do. They want to contribute, so they took on the attributes that they could emulate easily. The one that can't be emulated easily is
the lyrical construction.
Boom. And so that's not, but that's one of the things. There's always an ailment in hip hop because, we live in a time right now where mediocrity is celebrated, right? We live in a T-ball era where everybody get a trophy, everybody a GOAT, everybody a legend, everybody this to that to get all the titles. There's no
bar.
Yeah, because nobody likes gatekeepers. Nobody likes to be, minimalized or their efforts to be marginalized because we want everybody to be the same. We want everybody to be equal. Well, we not. There's greats. Lil Wayne's one of them.
Right.
And his lyrical dominance and his abilities that he's...
Superior to 95% that are rapping.
Boom.
And that's okay.
It's supposed to be like that.
Right. He called himself the best rapper alive because at that moment, and even still, it's debatable that putting in the work to prove that theory. So when
I like how you term that. Putting in the work to prove.
You put in the work. Like Nas put in the work. Hov put in the work.
Still are.
It still are. Wayne is still putting in the work. So it's like, when we look at these guys that we call the greats or call legends, it's like, did you put in the work? Were you in this shit 20 years deep? Do you have a classic album, a bona fide classic album?
Wayne says these albums hold no significance to him.
That's crazy to me.
1, 2, or Carter 3, or 4, 5. He says, interview with Rolling Stone, I don't know the Carter 3, the Carter 2, the Carter 1 from the Carter 5, and that's just my God's honest truth. I wouldn't even know what we were talking about, so it just holds no significance at all. He doesn't know what's on what album.
That hurts, honestly, bro.
Well, it might be also, let's take a step back here. And also might be some of the magic here. Because something that's not talked about with a lot of Cash Money, Baby, we know Baby, but behind the scenes, Slim, Baby's brother, right? Slim's ability to put together albums and his musical knowledge is not really talked about a lot in hip hop.
Also,
and so, and just to, quickly, with those albums, Wayne may not have put them albums sequenced in an order together. Like he might have record, and because they have such a great team over there and have had so much musical success, someone else could have put them albums together.
I think what I read, and people in the comments correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was Cortez.
Cortez too, yeah.
I think Cortez put those albums.
Yeah,
together.
Shout to Cortez, man.
So we're looking at if we're giving somebody props for those sequences on those three, I think Cortez deserves a lot.
Yeah, and Mac Main.
Mac Main
too. All the people that were around Wayne, that whole collective. But on albums and their significance, Tyler, the Creator, sat down with Rap Radar. And one of the things that jumped out that was one of the clips I saw was him admitting that his first album, Goblin, was caca.
Goblin's 10th anniversary is coming up.
Bro, Goblin is fucking terrible, but I still love it. It's an energy and an aura that it has, and hearing my wonky synths and gross drums and me not realizing I'm yelling on every song and saying the most wild shit is what got people there. It's not about the music. It was if you were there, that energy and that aura and that air just cutting through what everyone else was doing is so important. And there's still some ones on there. I still think Yonkers is awesome. She is awesome. The first two versions of Nightmare is ill. Tron Cat's still awesome. Analog's still cool. Like, it's still a few things on there, but people don't know, like, a lot of the songs on that album were just like random songs I recorded after Goblin that we kind of just, I got these songs.
I love when artists come to this realization, right? Because it didn't, at the time, I think we were all enamored by his rapping abilities and kind of his youth and kind of the energy they were bringing to the game as an Odd Future collective and everything.
Antics.
The antics, all of it was captivating.
Yeah.
But it's often something we talk about here, the musicality of an actual song, the musicality of an album. And I think Tyler, I love the fact that he can look back at himself and go, that wasn't good. Hove, another one. He's another one, Hove, that listed like his. Remember he came out.
What was the one the least one, or the one that he didn't like at all? Was it Kingdom Come?
I think it was Kingdom Come
Which is crazy because that shit is aging very well.
It does.
But
I mean, there's some bullshit on there though.
no, Hollywood and
There's some bullshit on that. There's some bullshit on that.
Back to Tyler. The thing I love about Tyler, which I'm really starting to love, is how self-aware he is in regards to just art.
Right.
In regards to rapping, in regards to the conversation about art, in regards to how we talk about the art. He's he holds these things very, very close. And watching that Rap Radar interview, he holds, the people that create art very close to him. Like, he's referencing Jermaine Dupri about how, I didn't know he wrote all these songs, and I didn't know he was just that nice, and I want to work together. Like, him, doing his homework and understanding that these guys, he's a student of the art. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Nicki Minaj, another one, came out, said she didn't like Starships. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that. Because that shit was caca too.
Oh, shit.
What?
Gross.
You know what, too?
And by the way, it happens to us. Like, Eddie, what's an album that as a kid, and I'm doing this only for the people out there that be in the comments that are like 19 years old and they swear something's fire. And and because we've been around the game for a minute, it's a lot of this New York drill shit be coming out. I'll be like, yo, this shit sucks, bro. Now I get it. It goes up on a video or there's a comment section, and in the context of the video online, I get, and people seeing the visuals, I get where people be entertained by it.
I get it.
But when you're hearing the song, just the song, without all the visuals going on, you're like, yo, what is this? This is terrible. So I'm only bringing this up because whatever you're listening to right now that you think is, and by the way, you're probably enjoying it with your friends. It's an important time in your life. Y'all get together, you have a good time, and that's great. It'll always bring you memories. But musically, you will listen to it later on and be like, yo, this shit sucked. Listen, it's been the Rap Life Review. Make sure you check out Hip Hop DNA. It's available on Apple Music. You just type in Hip Hop DNA. It's our series breaking down the familial, that's right, the family connective tissue within hip hop, going from present day and working our way backwards to kind of understand how we got where we are today and, highlight some of the classics as well. Nice. The latest episode, Microphone Fiends, where we start breaking down MCs and kind of the evolution of the MC, going backwards from present day. I think we started with kind of breaking down J. Cole and then going all the way back to some of the original MCs and kind of those MCs that actually started to bring us out of that kind of mid-'80s rap style when you get into
Rakim?
Exactly.
So
Rakim, Kane, but Kane's in there too. So Hip Hop DNA available right now on Apple Music. We got about 11 episodes in. We're doing 20 joints. Then we're gonna go international with it. So it's a new brand we got here. And this has been the Rap Life Review. For Eddie and Lo, I'm Ebro. Nadeska, I'm sure will be back. Or did she quit? Is she still working?
I think she might have
She got after the Taylor Swift thing.
Yeah,
it was like she was like, I need time out.
Yeah, she put it 2 weeks.
She was like, I ain't fucking with y'all no more. But maybe she'll come back to the show, man.
Maybe.
Come on, Nadeska.
Hope you enjoyed that episode of the Rap Life Review. I'm Nadeska, and you can catch me here every single week with Lil Key and Ebro. Make sure you never miss an episode by subscribing. Give us a like and drop a comment so we can hit you back next week.